Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
It's me and Rue. I don't think you guys are here yet, but just in case some of you get here soon, I'm going to go set up the computer.
How is nobody this evening?
Well, according to this, it really is nobody. Let's see what this says. This says 4. Monster of Herman says, well, hello there. Congratulations on your first comment. Renee, hello. Great job on that mask, by the way. Hello, Chad.
Oh, there's Bobby.
Robert Taylor says hello, Rue and Alan.
My buddy.
I knew he was your buddy because he put your name first. Yeah. Normally the only name that goes first is they say Shannon and Alan. They always say hi to Rob last. I'm not sure why that is. Chad Flyboy says good evening.
Good evening, Chad.
Well, this is one of those rare nights where I kind of have to wait for things to get rolling a little bit. Because if we picked the sculpt before more than 10 or 15 folks got on, they would be upset.
Be annoyed with you. What do you think?
Steve from Northeast Illinois. Did I guess all those initials correctly? Hello from Northeast Illinois. Awesome. Glad you could catch us live. Tonight is something that I do now on Wednesday nights. I have a whole list of things that I have to sculpt. And Wednesday night, that means that I have gotten through YouTube Wednesday. I did the work yesterday of shooting a video, editing a video, and getting it out the door. And I got it. So as a reward to myself, on Wednesday nights I sculpt. So you guys are going to pick what I sculpt. That's how we do it. You guys are going to pick what I sculpt. So I'm going to pick... Oh yeah, okay. So what I do is I pick 3 people who are watching, normally folks who I've seen, on a couple times. And the people who are watching, I have them pick a number tonight it'll be between 1 and 8. Because then we're going to vote between 3 possible sculptures of what I'm going to sculpt. As the first time, hello Cobwebs and Lisa. Well, it's not Hammerhead night. Hammerhead is on the list. Hammerhead is on the list. You know that they're on the list. I'm going to read the list not in order so that we don't give away anything to people who are guessing numbers.
I get listed first again. And hello.
I have to make the farmer's wife, which is a scary mask. Don't get me wrong, and a challenge because it's feminine, somewhat. I have to do a farmer's husband. I want to make Merman. I don't have to make Merman, but I can use it in my show, and it would go great with the Beastman mask I just made. So Merman, a Hammerhead Shark wear person, a gibbering mouther, which is a monster with a lot of eyes and a lot of mouths and teeth and tentacles, a piranha monster, a wolfman, and a boar type creature. A boar creature, a farmer's wife, a farmer's husband, a hammerhead creature, a merman creature, a piranha creature, a wolfman.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Vin the Butcher, you're awesome. I don't care what. I don't care how many people you butchered. I still think you're a stand-up guy. All right. So that's the list, and I'll have to do it again here shortly. We are getting a lot of people pretty quick, though.
Rue is not doing a new one tonight. I am molding this one.
He is going to mold the Murder Hornet as soon as he has it finished. We're doing some last textural things to the Murder Hornet. We will get it molded this evening. There are 19 folks on right now according to this. It does seem like more, but y'all are chatty. That's how it goes. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the Beastman medallion. I think the Piranha mask is going to look really cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited to do all of these. You'll note I didn't even put Plant Monster on the list tonight. Plant Monster's not even on the list. This is the medallion from earlier. So you can see it's the tails. And I just poured it up in a quickie resin. That looks like a hole, but it's just a little bit of blackness. But yeah, that'll be under Beastman. Raw. Oh, you know what I have to do? I have to make this bigger because we have it on tiny right now. Hello from rainy Oklahoma. Well, I'm not just going to pick one. What we're going to do is we're going to vote. We're going to vote. We're going to allow chance to decide.
That's very much.
Yeah. We're going to allow chance to decide. Not chance the person, but chance as in randomness, but randomness that you guys kind of pick. 3 of you will pick numbers, 1 through 8. You'll pick 1 through 8. I'm gonna figure out who is picking numbers, and I'll tell you what. One of the people picking numbers is going to be Vin the Butcher. That's a way that I can say thank you. So you can pick one of the ones. All right, here are, in no particular order, the ones on the list for tonight. These are the options that it could be. Merman, Farmer's Wife, Gibbering Mouther, Piranha Monster, a Boar Creature Monster, Farmer Husband, a Hammerhead, a Wolfman, and a Gibbering Mouther. Gibbering Mouther, Piranha, Farmer's Husband, Farmer's Wife, Merman, Wolfman, Hammerhead, Boar, and Piranha Monster. I might not have said all of that. Is 5 the Piranha number? I'm not saying what the number is.
It's random.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you which one it is because I'm going to have 3 people who are going to pick. And I haven't even picked who those are. I picked Vin. I'll tell you what, Munster of Herman, you are going to pick a number between 1 and...
Lane Farmer's Husband. The farmer.
Well, I'm going to make him look like an evil version of Ichabod Crane. That's my plan for him. That's my reference material. All right, so there are 8. So I've already said we're going to do Vin as 1. And we're going to do Herman.
Oh, gotta turn it off the top chat. Put it on all chat.
Oh, I got to put it on all chat. Some people are probably getting blocked.
Then he said he did.
You did try. You did. That's right. And you know who else is on that I will... Hold on.
Wait for it.
Renee, do you want to pick a number? Do you want to pick a number, Renee? You did such a good job on that mask.
I saw that today too. It looked great.
They're all going to be cool. That's what's great about it. I'm not going to, there's nothing here that I'm not going to be excited about to sculpt. None of it's going to be a stinker. Like, oh man, nothing. I'm moving some things around and giving myself some table space.
These little beads, because it draws your eye out to the flatter area, definitely makes his head look a lot better.
Yeah. It's like I've done this before.
Maybe.
So I haven't been paying attention because of who I am as a person, and Shannon's not here. So can I get Vin, Herman, and Renee to pick a number each between 1 and 8? Between 1 and 8, and then that'll narrow it down to 3.
6, 7. All we're waiting on is Vin. 6, 7. Just waiting from you, Vin. He's saying 6. Farmer's wife.
Well, you're half right. You
5,
did
6,
pick
7.
the number 6, but it's not a farmer's wife. And Vin has picked 5. Okay, so we have some good ones here. All right, we picked 5, 6, and 7. You guys went right down the line. Going right down the line, you guys picked Farmer's Husband, Merman, and Hammerhead. Hammerhead is on the table, people. Merman is on the table, and the Farmer's Husband is on the table. Those are the options.
These are all fun ones.
Yeah, you guys picked 5, 6, 7. That's what you did. Farmer's Husband, Merman, and Hammerhead. Those are the 3. I need to pick someone. Rachel, since you were so kind to give up yoga the other night in order to watch the live broadcast, I know that really hurt you to do that. Are you willing to navigate the treacherous waters of voting and pick which one I'm sculpting this evening? Are you willing to do that? Okay, then you go ahead and get started. Everybody else, put in your vote. And if you want to type a sentence or two to plead your case, you're more than welcome to. Because what she's doing is she's looking, and maybe she's counting, or maybe she's just getting a feel for the board, but put up whether you want Farmer's Husband, Merman, or Hammerhead to be the sculpture for this evening. Merman, Hammerhead, or Farmer's Husband. We have 2 siege creatures and then a land-based entity. And I will tell you guys while you're in this voting thinking process, the Farmer's Husband I want to do as an evil version of Ichabod Crane. Think about the character of Ichabod Crane from the Disney Sleepy Hollow. I picked some good art that was in that vein as a visual reference. And I'm going to make him meaner and more sinister and just a little bit necrotic. The Hammerhead Shark. I've already done Megalodam, so this would be another shark monster, another shark-headed creature. And I just figure I picked art for it already too. It's going to be massive. It's going to be a really fun and scary costume. And there's Merman. 2 weeks ago, we did Beastman from the Masters of the Universe. Well, we have a water-themed Halloween show coming up. It's all underwater themed at dark hour. So the more fishy creatures I can put out here, the better. So Merman I could do. It would be fun. I picked some great art. And let's face it, I was never happy with the sculpture on the figure. He had these weird cat ears. I wasn't a fan. So, Farmer's Husband, Merman, or Hammerhead. Right now, the time is 7:47.
Hammerhead to see the unusual world war.
At
That's a point.
let's say 7:55, I want to have an answer. All right, I'm going to have an answer at 7:55. So you guys go ahead and start voting. I'm going to start prepping my workspace. I'll do yoga for the farmer. I think they're all going to be cool. And it's up to you if you want to actually count votes or if you just want to take them under advisement and put your foot down. People have been wanting to see the Hammerhead. People have been wanting to see Merman. People are oddly excited about the farmer's wife. I mean, about the farmer. They're excited about the farmer. So, that's cool. We do not have a storm today. Today it is clear and it is a beautiful day, actually.
Nope.
If I didn't have so much work to do, I would have gone fishing.
Yeah, storming pretty bad in Austin.
Apparently it's raining in Oklahoma, too. I'm going to be honest with you. I have 2 different head casts that are free to sculpt. And what I pick determines which head form I'm going to use. Because an Ichabod Crane type character would not look good on my head. I will do that for a smaller entity. Because that was very specifically going to be a thin farmer's husband and a let's say Rubenesque farmer's wife.
Word of the day.
That means large. They're rounded figures. Oh, very cool, Lisa. Awesome. Yeah, it won't be called the farmer's wife. It won't be called that. Because the farmer's wife and farmer's husband, that's how it was pitched to me as a commission. I am doing that commission, and in doing that commission, hello, Stacy. In doing that commission, I will then have the mold. So then I will name it something appropriate for what I'm going to do with it, which will not be a farmer's wife and farmer's husband. Because when I do a commission for someone, I don't make a mask exactly like that for production. That would be kind of weird. But I can use the same mold and make it look very different. Which, I'm so excited, I'm going to turn the Grave Digger into a mummy.
Ooh.
Think about in there, that facial structure. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be nice.
That'll be clean.
Large Marge is already taken.
Yeah. Large Marge has been done. That's been used. You are in the election right now. You haven't missed it. I don't know what I'm making yet, so there's time to put in your vote. The choices are Merman, Hammerhead, and the Farmer's Husband. Farmer's Husband, Merman, Hammerhead. Your vote could sway what we sculpt this evening. I'm going to sculpt it. Just moral support on your end. Unless you want to like digitally sculpt. That would be cool. That'd be neat.
And I have no doubt that she is weighing all of these votes very carefully and making sure that no one has voted twice.
Or she's just doing whatever she wants.
Oh, yeah. We absolutely have to name the farmer's wife Karen. That's great. that's a really good idea. Yeah.
Gonna make every Karen in the world angry, Alan. No Karens are gonna buy her mask.
There are no happy Karens.
I actually have a friend that's a very happy Karen.
Well, just let me say that around her enough, and then she'll be wrong. I will do the farmer's wife at some point, yes.
So I will do the farmer's wife at some point. She's not on the table for this evening. This evening it is farmer's husband. It's the male farmer, the boy of the farmer species. A merman, which is Merman from Master of the Universe, and a hammerhead shark monster.
You know what would be fun? Just putting this out there. Coming back next Wednesday and doing the farmer's wife and husband together at the same time.
What you're saying is you want to come over again Wednesday?
Maybe.
How is your tally going? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Should you have skipped this and done yoga?
Party in there.
Well, I'm not going to sculpt a creepy hat, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll have a creepy hat. It's important to have one of those big, wide-brimmed,
Creepy farmer.
and I would probably make him look a little Amish, like in the finishing. You won't see that in sculpt because I'm not going to sculpt a beard, but I want to do like a very Children of the Corn kind of dude. Ichabod, Isaiah, one of those types. I think maybe the farmer's husband could even be he who walks behind the rows. Thanks, Vin. You know that Charlize Theron got her acting career in one of like Children of the Corn 4? Like she got her start doing one of those.
Really? I did
Yeah,
not know
she was
that.
a model, and then she did a terrible Children of the Corn movie. And if you're a huge fan of the Children of the Corn franchise, I didn't mean to offend you, but what's wrong with you? They're not all that
Really?
great.
Really?
There's a couple good ones,
The
but
first one. First one is great.
Digabod. Well, that's the great thing. Once it's sculpted, you can make it look any way that you want. So, tonight, we are 1 minute away from getting our answer. 1 minute away. Merman, the male farmer, or the hammerhead shark monster. EVA is fun.
Wow.
What?
That chunk I had,
Huh?
used every last nodule, ran out perfectly.
That's great.
Finishing.
You want to take the camera and show them? I have not yet molded Three-Eyed Goat. I moved it off of the table. I had to power wash out Beastman and get him prepped for pouring. As soon as he dries out, we will pour him. Would you take that over and show them your Hornet? Not a euphemism. I showed you my Hornet. Please
I
respond.
showed you my Hornet. Gotta do the unpluggy thingy. All right,
Any
guys.
night that I get to sculpt is going to be a good. It's going to be a good night.
Here's Murder Hornet. What we're at right now. He's got
Molding like
one
sculpted
more
through
thing
clay
left,
wall.
and then he's getting sculpted. Or getting molded. Not sculpted.
What I would do to mold your sculpture, if you sculpted a half mask on a full head form, is lay it on the back of its head and support it with a pillow of clay. And then you can build up with chunks of wood or whatever to make that clay wall. But lay it down. Go ahead and lay it down because the back of your head isn't sculpted on. Shannon's not here yet. Ooh, it's Merman! Oh! Everybody says your stuff looks great. Can I get to sculpt a merman? I'm sculpting
Thank you, guys.
a merman. Do 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 do. He's got some fish fins. I'm sculpting a merman. Do 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 do. I'm like a merman. Hallelujah, it's raining merman. All right.
That.
No, you didn't. That wasn't me.
I heard that.
Stacy says, Rue, that looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thumbs down for Merman.
Why thumbs down for Merman? But yeah, because you sculpted a half mask here, put a block of clay under it, lay it down, and just put enough clay under it so it's level. And make sure that's good and stable. And then I use like chunks of 2x4. I have a bunch of cut chunks of 2x4. And I just build it up. And then I can make my clay wall around it this way, supported on that 2x4. And then it's a nice easy mold. Just make sure this is as flat as you can. That'll aid in dwelling. Well, you know what? It just happened.
Okay, so my guide of where these are.
It won't be like Jason Momoa. It's not that. It's not Aquaman. It's Merman. That was a pretty good Merman. That was good, Rue. You do have talents.
Ha!
Okay. My wife is, you might say that she has jumped on a grenade for me. She is watching a dance recital for my goddaughters through a Zoom meeting, I think it is how they're doing it. But, yes. Because she knew that it was Wednesday and I had to be here with you. She is doing it. All right, someone just said something is goofy looking. Okay, so the Merman from Masters of the Universe is the basis of it, but there is so much cooler new art out there now for him. And that is what I'm really basing it on. No, I'm going more for some of the new art for Merman. You have to look up Masters of the Universe. Okay, Google, if you guys want to Google for images, all right, you Google Masters of the Universe Merman concept art. Because that is what I Googled in order to find some cool images. So not like the figure per se.
Per se. Probably still in that family-ish.
Yeah, I mean, only a tiny bit. I did not like the action figure. Even a little.
Yeah, it had to.
I mean, it shared a head with Steve.
He will not have a construction helmet. That much I can assure you. Rue is finishing up the Murder Hornet.
This is the very last thing to him, I believe, is
Rue hopes this is the last thing to him.
putting some textures into the eyes a little more, and wasn't quite satisfied with it.
Okay, so what I have here now is I have a Merman slideshow. It's a Merman slideshow.
By the way, the song is going amazingly, Ezekiel.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little concerned. Like, that's my main reference right there. I love that. That one's not bad. That's the cartoon, which is way better than the figure. The
Ooh,
figure
that's
was
cool.
terrible. I like that one also. This one is closer to the figure, and I'm going to use it the least. But I will use his eye bumps. So that was my main reference, that one that we just went by. This one I like. He looks a little older. That one I like the least. And I like that one also. But that is the main reference I'll be using.
Super.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely like that one best.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm doing a split screen. I can't wait to see this one either. I'm going to sculpt fins on. I may do backup EVA foam fins. And guys, I can see less of the screen than normal. So make sure if there's something I ought to know that you let me know it. I don't know what's happening. I'm not very good at this.
What do you do here?
We did it. Apparently, it'll only zoom out if it's zoomed in on my nose. His armor would look good in EVA. And as long as I do his armor in a different color than yellow, no one will even realize it's Merman. People think it's a cool fish monster. Michael Bay the Merman.
Would still be a fun little Easter egg. Anyway,
What was it?
actually having the yellow armor,
And
full
I
blown
probably will.
hidden Merman somewhere in the show. Just to have that moment of that. Was that Merman?
That's right. Now we are working. I'm gonna try and keep this as one piece as possible, but I may end up doing. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do this one piece. Meaning I'm not gonna have any extra fins to put on. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's all gonna happen here. I may do something weird with his eyes, because fish eyes are so unique. Yeah. All we're getting is the head. He's going to be very monstrous. He will not look like the action figure. He will look like this sweet, sweet redesign that I'm looking at now. There was some concept art that I saw a while back. It was like this BDSM Evil Lynn, and it was, it was such a good design concept that it was kind of awkward. I'm like, I can't look at that anymore. Inappropriate.
Dirty.
Yeah, just have subtle Master of the Universe references all around. That'd be nice.
Let's have something to get them to the show. Can't be just me, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Am I just reading into things here, or
I don't have any official concerns with the song. I haven't looked at it long enough. Tuesday is a very busy day for me because of how much time shooting and uploading the video actually takes. Yesterday I started shooting at 11 and I just had issues and I had a helper in the shop, so that I kind of had to train them a little bit. So I didn't get done shooting until 8 p.m. That's right, Steve Bishop.
Skeletor. That's obscure. Wow, he gave you the death stare for not wanting the rewards program. They're honestly so good about returns, I don't even worry about it anymore either. And it's not like it's electronic. You have to bring in your card every time. You have to bring in the coupons that they mail you. It's not automatic. I do not like their Freightliner program or whatever it's called. Well, see, Daniel, you just get to win. You didn't have to work hard or nothing. You just get to reap the rewards of something you would have picked. Logan, what state were you in? What state were you in when you went to the Root Harbor Freight? See.
That'd be fun.
Missouri. Hello, Cheney. How are you, buddy? I had to take pliers today and crack a chunk of plaster out of Cheney's fur because he is entirely too curious. That's cool, Scott. Not all Harbor Freights will do that.
I just look it up on my phone whenever I'm in there.
Hello, weird kid.
Your kid show.
Cheney, you want to say hi?
Kenny, I always want to say that.
Good boy.
Wait a minute, I have a soda.
We do.
Dun, 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 dun.
I am aware of the mythology. 1980. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't think this will be a like 12-hour sculpture, but I do think it'll be a good piece. Right now, like while I'm putting this on, I'm thinking about his teeth and how am I going to do his teeth. Part of me kind of wants to sculpt the teeth separately and do like a white resin teeth and pop them in. That might give me some more options. I don't think I would want to do them out of latex. I really like the shark / piranha teeth he's got in this reference. So we'll look at that. And also, I was smart enough to figure out how to split screen. I could see one reference and I can see the comments. So that's good. I prepped him to pour today. I will probably pour him tomorrow. Today I had a lot of orders to get done. I had to work on some Gravedigger parts. And I had a series of meetings with Stan about laser stuff and future projects. Hello, Milwaukee Moon. This is just the first part of the process where I'm putting clay all over to establish kind of a base. And I just want to make sure that this clay is thick enough. I'm not going to run into any problems with a mold lock as I was so worried about on Heptarot.
Rue, would you go outside and see what that noise was? That sounded like a glass bottle.
That definitely sounded like the last bottle.
Yeah. And they shouldn't have a glass bottle, but I bet it was my dog's. Thanks. I sleep like 3 hours a night whether I need to or not. I have a lot of future projects. I don't have dreams, I have plans. They're very similar. But if I'm dreaming it, that means I'm getting ready to do it. Where'd he take that from?
No idea. But he really thinks it's a fetch toy, because he was really happy about bringing it to me. Sorry, buddy. It's like all smiles, like brought it right up to me, and
Take
dropped it.
Cheney in the other room and give him a beaver nugget.
Okay. Come here, Cheney.
Ask me if he wants a TREAT.
Cheney, you want a treat? Want a treat? Oh, look at your ears go up. Look at your ears.
They know what that means. There's nothing wrong with that. It was a alcohol bottle of some kind. I don't really drink, so it was probably Shannon's. So right now, that balance is easy to find because Dark Hour is on furlough. So right now, there is no balance. I'm just going like crazy in the shop. Yes, Rue is going to mold the murder hornet or murder the molding hornet. Yes, he's going to do one of those two. So balance is difficult, but basically it is Dark Hour for me is 9 to 5, and then everything in here is 6 to 1 in the morning. It's kind of how it works. Then I get a couple hours of personal time, and then I wake up and do it again.
So proud of it. Look, I got a glass bottle.
Yeah. No, Cheney. I take a vacation every couple of years. We might go on a cruise. We like cruising. That's probably out for a little while. But it would be really cheap to buy a cruise right now. Might be the only one on the boat.
It'd be great.
Every now and then, yes, we do. We've left out of Miami, I think, twice, cruising-wise. And I lived in Orlando for years. So every now and then we'll go to Orlando and I'll visit friends. I have a lot of very good friends in Orlando still. Yes, Italy would be very nice. Probably not right now. Steve, it all depends. If you want to make masks for you, then I would say get your head cast and get a bust of you to make masks on. If you want to make masks for other people or to sell, maybe an Ed head is the way to go. It's a nice size. It's not that bad. Rodney, it's no big deal. You might feel like I was giving you a lot of personal attention, and I try to. But I've got about 8 or 9 folks right now who I'm helping with different sculptures. I just have to keep from giving each one the other person's advice. She mentioned that Evil Lynn headdress, and I think that's a great idea. A first sculpture can be a little bit daunting. A lot of the time what happens is you have the clay in front of you, and your brain is telling you that it's done. Because our brain doesn't want to store excess information. Our brain wants to honestly do as little work as possible. So it doesn't hold on to ideas, images very well. That's why it's kind of easy to forget someone's face, you know. We are sculpting Merman. Correct, Merman. Which I'm kind of excited about. Now do a line of much smaller ones right here on that inner circle. Just a little bit closer, like right up here, real small ones.
Real small ones?
Yep. And that'll help pull your eye in the direction you want.
Put that on the tool, cause it's rolling. Still set it on the tool.
Okay, so I feel okay about my clay coverage. Now I'm going to grab a tool and start raking this down and then build. It does. If you put a lima bean sized lump of clay in the right place on a sculpture, it changes everything. And that is what's amazing to me about sculpture. What you missing?
That pen I was just using for doing these eyes.
Well, you're on your own.
Oh, found it. Then we'll try to eat it. All right.
Okay. So his eyes appear pretty high on his head. So I am going to rake some of this down on top and get this nice and smooth. I want to give the illusion that his head doesn't have a very high crown. If they shot Hammer films the way they did before, no. And my proof of that is, and I'm answering Ross's question, my proof of that is the pacing of Universal's The Wolfman, the new Wolfman from 2000, was that 11? The pacing of that, it was a slow movie. It was slow paced. It was paced like the 40s. And people were not into it. The world now kind of wants MTV cuts, you know?
Yeah.
You know, the world wants MTV cuts. So that is something that horror movies have to deal with. And it kind of makes them feel all the same. I love the 70s horror movies. They have a great feel to them. That gothic horror. Not necessarily. I do love Hammer films. Curse of the Werewolf is one of my favorite horror movies. How can you not like Oliver Reed? Yeah, it's paced very slow, so a lot of folks didn't like it for that reason. A lot of folks didn't like it. It was a little CG heavy. but I think it got the job done, so I wasn't upset with the CG. I thought Wolfman looked terrific, and I like to see monsters moving in an inhuman way. I don't mind that.
Which one are we talking about?
Wolfman with
Benicio del Toro?
Benicio del Toro.
Yes. I really like that one.
So, as of right now, I don't think they could make a comeback. But the world is just fickle, you know? The world is fickle. And I don't know, you know? Things that are fads are so hard to predict. And if they could get a good fad start and then carry it through, they'd be in good shape. I sell armatures, but I try to only sell them locally because I normally do them out of plaster. I might look at doing resin armatures, but I haven't really looked at it hard. And it's just too expensive to ship stone armatures, and they might break on the way there, you know? There's just too much risk.
Heavy and fragile.
No, there's not a place that you could go. One of the labs that we're going to do is a head casting lab, so folks can come and get their head cast.
I'm not even shape for that.
And my plan is to try and do that and keep it around $250 or so. You know, just be a one-day thing, and we'd have about 10 people, and it would just be a marathon of everybody helping and casting each other's heads. I haven't thought too much about it for selling. No, I haven't. You can see this terrible duck-billed creature I'm working on right now. He will have no resemblance to the finished sculpture, I assure you. Because I wish to like it. I tend to go on bold and then I pull back, pull back, pull back. $19.80, that's not a bad idea, and I had not thought of that.
That would be pretty cool. And 10 pence.
Yeah, and also I kind of hate doing fiberglass. I don't know of anybody who says yes, I love doing fiberglass. You know who says that? Nobody.
I have a fiberglass job I'm supposed to be doing right now, but I just keep putting off because
Of course you keep putting it
God, I
off
hate fiberglass.
because it's fiberglass and no one likes fiberglass.
Buddy talked me into doing it for him. Bought all the stuff and had it sent to my house. I just keep looking at it like, don't wanna. Just don't wanna.
Yeah, I worked at a shower factory in Orlando for a while because I had applied for Universal figure fabrication, but I didn't have a lot of fiberglassing experience. So then I went and I worked at this shower place, and man, talk about just stink.
The whole building just like, oh man, if you stop having a headache, go see a doctor. Not if you start, but if you stop.
Yeah, no thanks.
Sounds like it's gonna suck.
Yeah, I'm doing some extended saddlebags on my buddy's motorcycle. And they're just, don't want 'em. Don't want 'em.
Oh, it is a pain in the butt. I mean, I would rather go with an epoxy. It's just a lot easier to mess with. So hopefully you guys can kind of see where I'm going. I'm gonna pull the head this shape even more. I would one day like to get a nice chopper gun for fiberglass, where you have the cord and it just shoots it out.
Mm-hmm.
Glass it, shoot it over, glass it again, shoot it over. Now, where's his mouth happening? It is. You know what? I'll tell you. Whenever vendors say, or someone says, "I want to get into the haunted house industry, but I don't know what to make." One of the things that I tell them is fiberglass props. Haunted hay rides need latex is just not practical for them. It's gonna fall apart because the sun is gonna hit it. A good fiberglass prop you could leave out in the sun for 10 years and they'll be fine. So making things like corpses that just lay on the ground out of fiberglass is a wonderful business for haunting.
Nobody wants to
If
do
you
it.
can handle working with fiberglass that much. Oh, 1980. You're correct.
Let me
I
guess.
could call them hops mops, but that's just not going to happen. All right, so I have just decided that this is all happening too low, and I think I need to move his mouth up a little bit more, so it's time to get the wire.
Chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop.
Hey, Roo,
You're gonna cut something off my back.
tell a story.
Tell a story.
Yeah, camera's on you. Tell a story.
Stories. So, while working this.
Hold on. Ezekiel. Part epoxy clay like epoxy sculpt or model magic? That's your answer, Ezekiel. Epoxy clay or epoxy sculpt? Alan out.
Ding. Well, this last Halloween season was we were doing the vampire show, and I was playing Vlad the Impaler, and I was right in the very beginning of the haunt in the graveyard area, pretty much the about second person you'd see in the haunt completely, but I would reappear and reappear and reappear and cut through ways and jump out with people. Well, it seemed that when Alan would get a chance to come into our area, he and I would end up hitting this little jade chamber area against each other, and it was a lot of fun because it was basically just poetry in motion of me and Alan passing each other at full speed blindly at almost running into each other over and over and over and over again. And it was quite the good time. And then we had a moment where it was Bart Butler, Wes Anderson, a few people that had haunted for a long time
all in the same area as each other, and I felt bad for customers because it was just dominoes. Because it was way too many good people in the same area as each other, and it became brutal.
What was brutal?
When it was you, Bart, Wes, and
Oh, in the graveyard?
destroying people in the
Oh,
graveyard.
yeah. There's probably well over 100 years of experience in that graveyard.
Yeah. And it was real fun, but I felt bad for people. Especially because we could all read each other's timing on top of it all.
Hey, Rue?
We were almost to the point of high-five tagging each other as we went past. What's that?
Tell them I'll yell at you.
Oh, yeah. So, I forget what exactly. Oh, yeah. No, I remember now. I might PC that a little bit, but.
Go ahead, tell them. Don't make me have to be a good person. They know better.
So, while I'm in the graveyard, I'm very much playing this big power character, very stoic, very, amping up my intensity as they come past me, and all of a sudden this group of Middle Easterners,
People from India.
people from India, yeah,
Yeah, they were Indians.
I guess, yeah, they were Indians, but come running past me, with Alan right on their heels, chasing after them, and I'm not even getting to I'm jumping up into my final yell at them thing, and I hear Alan yell, "I'm going to force feed you cheeseburgers."
And I said I was going to lock them in a room, force feed them ham sandwiches, and cheeseburgers. I was.
Needless to say, Alan very much ruined my scare.
Couldn't scare him, because then I handed him off to him, and he couldn't scare me. He's laughing too hard. But they don't hear me. They can't dial in what I'm saying. I'm just yelling at them. I'm driving them with words. As long as I keep talking, they keep running.
But I sure heard him.
So yes, I was.
And he ruined me.
I was offending the Hindus with my threats. But you got to tailor your scares to your audience.
Yep. But yeah, I totally missed that scare because I full-blown doubled over in laughter. But that's the thing about haunting. May have missed that scare, but you know what? I had another scare right behind him in 5 seconds. Just got to get back up and go back into the next one.
Okay, I feel a little better about that. Merman's never going to be on stilts, so I'm not worried about that kind of vision. I kind of like this lip that I built, but it's not far out enough. He really has a fishy bass-like jaw in this art. So I'm just giving it a little more understructure. That's awesome, Chad. Very cool. It does look a bit like a pissed off duck, that is correct. Many sculptures look like a pissed off duck at some point in their work.
But oh yeah, well over 100 years.
Foam clay will work on the mannequins, but they are hard and it is soft. So what's going to happen is with temperature, they're not going to contract and expand. And we have enough temperature change where that would just pop that clay off because it's not really meant to be used with an adhesive. So the temperature change and the fact that the mannequin is staying pretty stable because of what it's made out of, and the foam clay, because of what it's made out of, is expanding and contracting with heat, I think it would pop off of there before too long. Maybe a year down the road. I wouldn't say that I'm a scare hog.
Huh.
Maybe Rue would say that I'm a scare hog.
He is not a scare hog. No, he is not a scare hog. But you definitely have to know where he is, because he will go for the scare every time. He will go for it.
And I may run you over to get to it.
Yeah. And there were definite moments when it was the crew of us running around in there that Alan and I were like, I mean, full blown sprinting and just like inches away from running into each other. I'm jumping through a window over and over again, and that window was completely blind, and there was a lot of times where I'd be like off the ground and Alan would pass in front of the window in front of me.
I actually feel really good about this. I like this basic head shape. I'm going to bring it out with those fins, but those fins are going to be so thin, okay? They're going to be so thin that if I sculpt them now, they'd be dried out by the time anything else was done. So those fins get added much later. I'm not doing the action figure face. I'm not a fan. I'm doing this face up here pretty much. I've got some other faces that I'll work in. You are correct about the cell phone, Thor. You are correct.
Oh yeah, you don't leave your cell phone out when Alan's around. There will definitely be Alan selfies on your phone. Or you do. A lot of people do it on purpose now because they know he does it.
Then you get some sweet new Alan selfies. No, I don't think I'll do these fins in EVA. I don't think. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know. It looks a little bit like the Rankin Bass Golem from the cartoon right now, which I don't actually hate. So we will see what happens. What?
General Akbar looks good.
Yeah, well, someone says every sculpt I'm working on at some point is General Akbar.
Mm-hmm.
It's a prop! Yeah. Akbar came up, I think I was sculpting Beastman, and someone said it looks like Akbar. Just let him go.
Yeah.
Cool! Put that blood all over the place. You are a little bit late. Varkolin, you're a little bit late, but not terrible. And it gets called a gargoyle. You're absolutely right, because it's gray.
Ezekiel, you're funny. I'm noticing a theme here with girl bosses, though. That's at least the third boss I've heard about that you had a terrible name for.
Side note, never be Ezekiel's boss. I'm a fan of bad bosses, though. They're the best inspirer for people to go do something for themselves. Sometimes, if I think someone is really worth a darn, I'm extra mean to them, because then they will quit and go do the awesome thing they were supposed to be doing, instead of just being happy working for someone else. That is one of the reasons that make me a terrible person. I have heard of and seen
Crypt TV. Yes, they do some fun suits on there, and they do some not so fun suits.
It's a murder copy still going on.
Yeah, that happens. I like that his face all happens right here. You know what I mean? Really shortened down where the face happens, which is different. Hello, Vic Springston. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's Crypt TV is one that makes me wish I kind of watched a little more stuff on Facebook. Facebook for me is normally I only see what I'm tagged in. So, you know, if you want me to see something, tag me in it. This I have not named this one yet. I cannot name it Merman because, well, that's not the idea.
Although, we do need to name him tonight.
Oh yeah, the Murder Hornet needs to get named. And I don't think we should name it Murder Hornet. And no, 1980, we're not going to name it Buzz Off. Or Buzz On, for that matter. Fish Dude. While I appreciate your enthusiasm, I don't think we're going to go with, yeah. A Murderoo.
Murder.
Flipper. Oh, you're killing me, Warren.
So probably my actual favorite monster in the world is a Rougarou. Has nothing to do with my name being in its name twice. I swear.
I don't know about the teeth yet. I'm still figuring out the teeth. I am unsure. I do know that he's going to have the piranha teeth from this photo, but I don't know.
But like jagged edges of that?
But I think I want to do them in. It's so rare that I do them in acrylic because I want to do it in one piece. You know, I don't want the mask to take up more than one mold. But I can do a very simple silicone mold, pour 2 rows of teeth in resin. You know, I probably sculpt in some teeth.
You can almost have it be one thing that you can use both ways.
Probably not. The bottom one's going to have to be bigger. So what I'm doing right now is one of the most important things is I'm raking out my sculpture. I am raking it down and I'm putting all these little directional lines on it. And that is both evening it out and it is showing me where I have problems. And it's just making things work. I don't want human teeth in it. It's not. I don't want a paku fish. I want like piranha teeth. I want like if he bites you, chunks are coming off. I want cookie cutter shark teeth in there.
Yeah.
Piranha teeth. Great white teeth. What?
I'm laughing at the little cups.
You're laughing at my little cups. Show them the little cups.
Poop. But they're perfect.
I'm probably the only person who bought those, and booze is not going to go in them.
Yep. I wouldn't say ever.
Frog man. Death Buzz. We're not naming this guy tonight. Tonight we're going to name the Wasp. I'll probably have one more night of work on this guy. So tonight we're naming the Wasp. Honestly, if I want something like needle teeth, like bringing that imagery to mind, I would use pumpkin teeth because they're perfectly shaped for that. But I think I'm going to do a trench and I'm going to sculpt teeth. And if I'm lucky, I might even get to sculpt teeth tonight. It's almost 9. I'm only an hour into this sculpture. Well, I'm 45 minutes into this sculpture. And I feel good about the anatomy. Wasp up. Bees mode. I mean, beast mode isn't terrible, but we did just name a mask beast mode. He skipped the naming stage.
Swarm again.
Where's our entomologist when we need him?
Yeah, where's Brandon?
Oh!
Hi, Brandon.
Up shows Buzzkill. Yeah, I liked Buzzkill too. That was a good suggestion.
Brandon, make up a scientific name.
And you know what? That's hard to put on the website. Honestly, I mean, the longer names are tough to market.
I'm just curious for myself.
I like clever names. I don't like puns per se, but I do like alliteration. I'm a big fan of alliteration. And I never actually did the back of the head. Because I am a terrible person.
Soupy clay.
Yellow and black attack. Beastly buzzard. Stinger.
I like Stinger.
Alexa, what's a synonym for wasp?
Wasp synonyms include white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
That's not at all where I was going with that.
Wow.
Striper.
Wow.
I get that reference.
I get the reference, yeah. But
No, we might name the farmer's wife Karen. We're not going to name the wasp Karen, despite what Alexa says. The USS Wasp. I didn't know there was a USS Wasp. Flying death.
way too dry to be
Death
right.
Own.
I guess.
Buzzicide. Making a slurry.
Yep.
Sting. Yeah, Sting has been set up quite a bit.
Maybe a long name that Sting is the abbreviation for.
What?
That maybe a long name that Sting is the abbreviation for it.
We don't want a long name. It's hard to market. The Mosher Effects full head bust is the best one on the market right now. I think it's the best bust out there. So take that for what you will. I'm not a giant fan anymore of his half mask armature because you can't get ears on it. They're too far forward. And when you mold it, everything leaks out of it because the neck is so shallow compared to the sides of the head. Death from a Buzz.
Death from Buds.
Poison Needle. That's like a cool D&D name. I like that. Yeah, but you can't say I can't say the word Vespa now without giggling because I think of a guy in a moped. Murder jacket.
Mr. Poison Hands.
I kind of like Mr. Poison
I
Pants.
do too.
Not for this, but man, that's a great name. Like that's a good haunt character name. So my favorite movie insult is from a movie called The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, which Shannon and I watch around every Halloween time. And he calls someone, "You perfume parlor snake." I call people that a lot.
I heard a new one the other day that made me giggle so much.
Okay?
Venomous butt sneeze.
You're a venomous butt sneeze. Okay. I don't even want like a non-venomous butt sneeze.
The sneezing root.
Whoa, Hymenoptera. Yeah, we don't want to name things Hymen right now. They're just going to break.
Wow.
What? Haunt actors are hard on things.
Uh-huh. Totally where you were going with that. Nobody would ever read into that, Alan.
Oh, full murder jacket.
I like that.
That's good. I like that. I mean, that implies a lot of things. Full murder jacket. Because it sounds like Full Metal Jacket. Get it, Rue? Do you get it?
I get it.
Do you get them jokes, yo?
Only seen that movie about 1,000 times. Probably only about 3 times by choice.
There's a movie on all the time when I was a kid. The Officer and the Gentleman. And I just didn't, I'm like, this is not fun for me. There's no monsters, no sword fighting, nothing cool.
Somebody always, during deployment, somebody always had Full Metal Jacket on their computer. Always.
Why?
I don't know. I hate to say it puts you in the killing mood, but
Full murder jacket. So Stacy, you're gonna listen to all the names, and why don't you go ahead and pick the name for this tonight? What I'm doing right now is both for sculpting reasons, but mostly it's for vision. I do want the actor to be able to see well, and if we don't, I mean, put your tool on the eye, and if you can't, like the actor can't see over here, the actor can see all the way over to there. So the peripheral's good on this, but the straight ahead isn't good. Down, I need to shave a little bit down. Put your tool on the eyeball. This is a very good sculpting tip. Put your tool on the eyeball. Wherever you can move it to, that is their range of vision as they look around. Stilt walkers, I always make sure they have a good range of vision down so they can see their feet.
a certain
Which costume were you in?
a certain burlap mask, still costume.
Oh, I didn't make that mask. I didn't make that mask. No.
You just made me wear it.
Right. I mean, yeah, that was the it looks cool and Rue will probably live method of doing things.
And I didn't hit anybody with a sledgehammer.
No, because they would have died.
Yeah, let's give Rue a mask with terrible vision.
While the Hurt Rocker is a good name, like I like the name, I don't think it screams Wasp or Hornet very much. Well, I do like the name.
I like that. Yeah. Alan gave me a costume with terrible, terrible vision.
Yeah.
And then he gave me a sledgehammer and put me on stilts.
Right. So
Like,
don't hit anybody.
And not a stunt like it was a stunt sledgehammer. It was maybe a 3-pound sledgehammer as opposed to a 5-pound sledgehammer.
Yeah, my advice was, if you hit somebody with this once by accident, hit them again, because I don't want them to sue. And you won't kill them in one hit. But 2 would probably do it.
I had a couple of real close calls, but no actual hitting with people.
112 people watching, thank you. That's not even something that I really like pay attention to. So I appreciate you letting me know that. And 114 people, according to my little phonio. So this is gonna be a version of Merman from Masters of the Universe, but we're gonna make it our own. We're looking at some concept art. And right now I'm trying to increase his vision. I don't want to lose this very fishy snout. I don't want to lose that, but I do need to work on his vision, because this guy, he can see straight ahead, really, nothing in here. Down is pretty tough for him. He's got to look down and over to see anything. So use the tool on the eyeball to tell you where they can look. Flying Needle. King of Pain. You're making up great band names, by the way, Ezekiel.
I feel like you've done this before.
That was my rock impression.
Yeah, you and the whistling. I would say 9:15 for the Murder Hornet name. Rue probably didn't think he would still be sculpting at this time of the season.
But things changed. And I really like the way the eyes look now compared to what they were.
Worst job ever, naming a band. What'd you just say, Rue?
Said I like the eyes on this so much better now.
Yeah.
The lace was okay, it just wasn't, it would have, first pull, it wouldn't.
You'd have lost
read
some of it.
more. Yeah.
A Class B felon. Okay, that's also really good.
That is good. I have a Robin Shrek impression. You ready? Boom goes the mole. Oops.
Yeah, just oops. Oops, Rob is full of oops. And I'm concentrating a little bit, guys, so forgive me. I'm sorry if I'm not as chatty as I should be.
Tanya B. Harding.
All right, take that keyboard away from them now.
Spirit Halloween is going to have a B costume with handcuffs called the Class B Felon.
They very well may. I would not doubt that they search live streams like this for ideas.
Well, we've all seen what they do with Trent.
Note taken. Okay, I'm getting pretty happy with this, in all honesty. I know that's a little weird because we're very early in the process, but I like this structure.
You can see the rough forms real well.
Beelzebub. Yeah, that might detract away from my super Satan-y three-eyed goat I just made. Like, me? No, not at all.
Look at this bee over here.
I don't know. They kind of just make his work look good, so I don't know that he would be. I've had a couple things ripped off from some of the bigger companies, and it's, you know what? It's part of it. You know, you make things and you throw them out into the world. Other people are going to make them. Now, and this one he has like gills in here, which I don't really like. I would put the gills in behind the fins, so that there's some protection for them.
I just like them out here. Ah, I can see them behind the ears.
Behind the big fins, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put them where they are in that picture, because that doesn't make any scientific sense.
Breeze through his ears.
Flies with scissors. Okay, I'm going to get a little bucket of water, and I'm going to do my first sponge down of this with a rough sponge. Roo, how's it going?
I think I'm done.
Pick up the camera and show them the murder hornet. They're asking.
Ooh, are they? Give me just 1 second here, guys.
Okay, Raid is also a very good name.
I like that too. I really do like that.
Raid is also a very good name. Yeah. I'm liking it.
All right, I think that's. I'm gonna take some photos here myself too after I show you guys. Oh! Haha! I caught it. I didn't even drop it far. All right, guys. Here we go. Let's see here. See if I can flip camera. There we go. And that is the murder hornet. You see anything different here, Alan?
That clay texture did such a good thing for it.
Mm-hmm.
Tap these out with a dry brush. You know, no, baby powder and baby powder
and
your
brush 'em
eyes
off?
because you got some boogers on there, and that'll really clean it up. That is nice and mean. Brew, you did a good job on this guy, man.
Thank you.
I'm gonna dare say that's your best sculpt I've ever seen. I haven't seen all your sculpts. But that's definitely a good one.
Yeah.
Dry brush.
Yes, definitely not grabbing the sloppy brush that was right there. Gone!
Yeah. So I'm giving. So there I was, giving Merman a sponge bath. Like you do. Bedazzled. Oh, that's funny.
That's a good character name.
I don't know, Mr. Poison Pants is pretty awesome
Mr. Poison
too.
Pants is pretty great.
Sounds like an Ozzy Osbourne song. Mr. Poison Pants.
Tell me how you are.
He does have a big lip. Yes. I would urge you not to head any further down that road. Just for reasons. He has a very fishy lip. Very bass-like lip. It'll get refined in time. I'm sculpting Merman. I thought I saw you ask before, and I thought others had answered, but I am sculpting Merman. I am not sculpting, directly from the cartoon or the action figure. I'm doing a amalgam of a couple different concept arts that I've seen. Why do you guys keep wanting me to put things in their mouth? I'm not going to put a shrimp in his mouth. I'm not going to put a fish. If I did put a fish hook in his mouth, it would be after he is made.
And he farts mustard gas.
I was going to bring up the whole farting mustard gas. we have this much class on this program, and I think it's just enough to not say he farts mustard gas. Buzzkill is good, Stinger is good, Raid is good, and Full Murder Jacket is good. Toxic Avenger. That was Montana, Chad. Montana. So, Ezekiel, Australia has opened up to the point where kids are back at school. But Australia did a really good job of keeping cases low.
Yeah.
They barely went over 100 cases as far as I understand. I think they were trying to stay under 100, and then they went over 100. And for a continent, that's pretty good. I think only Antarctica had fewer cases of the continents. $100 cases, 100 deaths. Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
About 7,000 cases.
Gotcha, no crowds. This will not have ears up here like the toy did. It's going to have side fins. I don't know if you can see that image, but he's going to have fins on the side of his head. That is some Merman concept art. I'm a little partial, but I think it's going to look good when it's done.
Yay, I remember to take pictures.
Good job, Rue. One of the things that I really want to do at some point in time with the big, because I make oversized foam gravedigger hats for the gravediggers, so they fit over the mask. A regular sized hat just won't work. Is I want to push one down over my head and cut eye holes in it, and then have teeth and have a character where it's a top hat from here up.
What's up, Abraham?
I think that'll be very neat. Abraham is on. What's up, buddy? Good to see you on, sir. Pledge it. Right
Sold.
now, pledge it.
Sold.
Unless you're going to look at it and find more to do.
Nope, that's exactly it. That's what it comes down to. When you looked at it and you're like, okay, stop. Stop looking at it.
I don't know if it's a masterpiece, but I'm hoping it's a good one. I've been on a roll lately, so I expect a stinker at some point.
Full murder jacket, Stacy said.
Okay.
But if we do a red version, his name is Raid.
Raid. Oh, yeah, that's good. I do remember those ads, yes.
Lemony.
Oh, look, spit at me there.
Yeah, the official name is Full Murder Jacket.
Like it.
Yes, these are huge handles on these. They're a little ridiculously big handles. This could be this short of a handle, and I'll probably end up cutting them down because the whole package is like this.
Yeah.
Put my eye out.
Will you foam fill the pinchers on the murder jacket to be
Probably not. I don't think it'll need it. If it looks like it needs it, then I will. but I don't think it will. Yeah, I'm gonna ixnay on the Captain Swordbutt.
Captain Swordbutt doesn't know that.
Don't encourage him, Rue. If he hears you laughing, he'll just do it more.
Who was the official namer? Stacy. Stacy was.
Stacy was the official namer, and she did say that it was a go.
Funny that you talk about the donuts around the eyes, because this picture actually kind of still has them a little bit.
Yeah. No, I'm actually going to add those donuts pretty soon, actually. I was actually just thinking in my head, what tool do I have that I can use to put in that weird bubbly texture? I'm not going to make them read like donuts.
Slurried.
Scott Colhart, I don't think I've said hello to you this evening, so hello, sir. What's the matter, Rue?
I was looking for something.
What are you looking for, Rue?
Something for you. Was my idea on something for that texture.
I have a tool that I made that I know could do it.
I was just thinking, where is it all? That sponge-like, super thin sponge. You know what I'm talking about?
Not
The
a
stringy
clue.
sponge.
No.
I don't even know what they're called.
Okay, so I'm liking a lot of this. I still need to calm some of him down.
This sponge.
Oh, the one that I've got right here?
Oh, okay.
I need to go a lot harsher with
With
texture
a
than
real
that.
thick slur.
Gotta go much harsher than that. Calming down these knots in here. I do like those in there. I've never, I mean, it's such a undiscovered country, the area from the brow bone down to the eyelid. That's just such an area where you can do fun stuff, and I'm not good at that. I'm not doing any texture right now. What I'm doing right now is I'm still putting in what we call primary forms. I am putting in the basic structures of the face. I'm making sure that they're even, and that's going to be about half to 3/4 of my sculpting time. Putting in the primary forms, laying a good base, so whatever I do after that is going to work. The texturing is actually pretty quick.
Yeah.
But getting it laid out right is the hard part, in my opinion. Rue, talk to them while I grab a Tulio.
Ah!
Talk to people. What am I talking about? Let's see. There's the picture of the reference that he's using up there.
Hell of a move. Like Devo, freedom choice. Cut tongue depressor for the scales.
Yeah, I don't think Merman has a lot of scales.
I don't intend on scaling him per se.
Yeah.
Not as good at this think of something to say stuff. I don't know, Alan.
Read what they're saying.
I'm reading what they're saying. Tell them about filming the lip sync. Oh.
What lip sync?
Lip sync. Oh, we filmed. So, Stacy headed up a nice lip sync we did for Dark Hour. That was a Vlad the Impaler against Dracula lip sync. And it was a guy named Travis that was at the haunt and myself. But I was Vlad and he was Dracula. And we always, all the way through season, we had a little bit of a mock feud going between each other. And it, you know, silly stuff. And, oh, you're just a fake rip-off of my name and that type of thing. And it was a lot of fun. But right before, gosh, I think it was the day before Halloween, maybe 2 days before Halloween, Epic Rap Battles of History released their version of Vlad versus Dracula. So we decided immediately, like that night, we need to do a lip sync of this, and we have no time to do it because we want to release it now. So we did, and boy, we had so many little fun, goofy things that happened during that. And yeah, it was just, we threw it together, and it came out really, really good. You can find it on YouTube if you search it. Dark Hour lip sync, I think. Should find it.
I bet Stacy could drop a link.
I bet Stacy could drop a link. I would put money on it. I'm not Shannon Hops.
Yeah, Ruth's not as good at story time.
Not at all. I can't come up with stories off the top of my head like Shannon can. How many hours do I have into the Murder Hornet? Let's see. Just last Wednesday, Thursday, and then tonight. So about 10 total, probably.
I'd say 8 to 10.
8 to 10, something like that.
Found this whole pack of sculpting tools I haven't dug into yet.
I've never even played with these.
Yeah, I don't think I need any of them. But it sure is. I'm sure I'm going to get them dirty.
I like those.
Organizational pouch. That's garbage.
These are kind of great.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are great. Neato. Rue, did you do the tongue depressor technique for the eyes? I did not. What I did for the eyes, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, there it is. Again, this kid will try to eat it. Because Alan was playing around a little bit here. First, I'll show you what I did first.
Show them over there.
Okay. Showing them over here. So, that smell.
Ooh, that smell.
That's not how that sounds.
Smell what's around you.
But I took this lacy fabric here, a little doily fabric pretty much, and I sprayed it down with a bunch of just spray paint. Kind of give it a little stiffer texture to it so that I could actually imprint it into the fabric. Now, that gave me a rough idea of what I was looking for, and specifically I used this here. It's kind of round and evil looking. But then Alan took just a little big pen, hit it with a heat gun a little bit to give it an oval shape. And then I followed in where that laid on the lace and just molded everything in little piece by piece by piece, circle by circle. And that's how I got that texture instead of actually using
a tongue depressor.
Abraham says you're a genius.
It works.
I wouldn't say I'm a genius.
All right, I'm about to make a sculpting tool because I know what I want and I don't have it right now. So I have one of these ball styluses, but I want the ball of it because I want to make a tool that makes an impression of these domes. And that's how his eye donuts are going to happen. This is steel stick epoxy, and I just cut off a little piece of it. I'm about to knead it together, and I have a whole stash of Bic pens over there for their shaft. So I'm going to put these together, and in about 4 minutes or so, I'm going to have my own new sculpting tool that I inventorated. Hardest part is getting the plastic off of this stuff. A lot of people like do a squeeze and fold technique. I'm a worm guy. I worm it, 2, 3, 4. Worm it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Worm it. Because there's dark clay on the inside and a slightly lighter clay on the outside. And see those? They're pretty close in color in this version. Sometimes they're blue and yellow. That's called green stuff. But their milliput is another type of this little bit of epoxy clay. So,
Genius Alan.
okay, here we go. And I actually have plenty of this. I made more than I needed for sure. But that just means I can attach it well. I'm going to shove some of it down into the piece. This has a pretty good bond. What?
Said I was done with that tool anyway.
No, this is a brand new one.
Oh, it's another.
I have a whole stash of pens just to do this.
Oh no.
And
yeah,
this, most epoxy clays you can't smooth with water. This is an example of an epoxy clay, Ezekiel. You mentioned wanting to do some build-up on mannequins. This is the kind of stuff that I use. Now this one, actually, it hardens too fast.
That mask kind of looks like one I saw on Distortion's Facebook page.
Okay.
Green melted.
This stuff that I'm using here will only take, I mean, I can feel it heating up right now. It is already heating up and getting hard.
Yeah, it's a chemically activated epoxy.
That's when I was kneading it together, I was starting a chemical reaction.
That stuff will harden up underwater,
Right.
all sorts of stuff.
But I've made a tool that is a negative. So I should be able to push this into clay and get it to make a ballio.
Sort of. Is that burning your hand too?
No, it's not that hot. I can feel it getting warm. And the more you mix up, the hotter it gets. And I will probably need to sand the edge a little bit.
Wait, the slurry tell you where I need to go? You should probably cover the end of the package you use so it's not wasted.
It's not wasted. I mean, I just used an uncovered package edge. It holds up pretty good. This is the stuff from Harbor Freight even. It does well. better shelf life than you would think. And while this is finishing, I'm just going to set it right there. If you made the right tool, you can make teeth with it. Yeah, it's not about air exposure. Until you start kneading those two clays together, they won't get hard.
Watching you do that, light came on in my mind, just exploded with ideas.
That's how it works. Yeah, yes, it is. But that would be this particular brand is pricey for the size. You can get one like Magic Sculpt, which is in a much bigger container, and Epoxy Sculpt. They both get very hard, and they have more working time. This only has 5 minutes of working time. The Epoxy Sculpt and Magic Sculpt, they have about an hour of working time. All right, I am now in need of getting some work in here. Why, yes, I am using my classic tongue depressor technique. It does look like that. That's a good reference.
Use that next bottle. So, turns out those little neons, little neon fish,
Yeah.
you know, blue and red. If an axolotl eats one of those, because axolotls tend to eat their fish whole, those little fish can actually eat their way out.
Really?
Yes. My axolotl died after eating one of those, and it ate a nice little hole out the side of my axolotl. So, harbor mate in Australia.
Oh, roommate. Don't
It took
encourage
you
it.
way too long.
Don't encourage it. We didn't survive our first gig. Frog gig? Gig frogs. Get it? Quit that. Ugh.
I heard a joke that you would love the other day, and I gotta pick up with. Oh yeah, so guy is interviewing for a new job interview, or he's
Okay.
at a job interview, right?
All right.
And going pretty good. And the interviewer looks to him and goes, "You know, your resume looks pretty good here, but what about these missing 4 years of work experience?" He goes, "Oh, well, that's where I went to Yale." "Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's even better. We'd love to have, you know, an educated person on our staff here." He goes, "Oh, good, because I really need this job."
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. All right, so I feel good about that. I feel okay about this. Hooray, cobwebs. All right, so what I'm doing now is I have very roughly put in a bunch of wrinkles. And now I need to use a tool in order to get those wrinkles calmed down a little bit. I want them to look more like wrinkles and less like tool marks, because they look like I just scratched them in. Rue, are you getting ready to mold? Have you pledged it?
Yeah. Pledged it. I was wondering if you wanted to actually get some molding still.
No. I guess bag it, and then you're on reading comments.
Yeah. So I was kind of wondering with it being past 9:30 already.
Yeah, once he's bagged, I have a quick task for you.
Only if it's quick.
Giljoy? Like, I don't... Like, that's a very rough sentence for me to figure out, but Giljoy is a very interesting name.
Still working on Giljoy.
Yes, I am. That's how these things go. You know what's cool, Rue?
What?
I have 40 thumbs up on this video.
Sweet.
No, it's not cool.
What?
It's 108 people watching.
Wah, wah, wah. Hold on. That deserves one of these. Why aren't you thumbing up?
There you go.
I'll be blatant. Today.
Yeah, no guilt. No guilt. No worries about guilt. Maybe a little. So using the tongue depressor actually kind of gives me a heads up on the trenching because it's already at a 45. You broke Rue, Cobwebs. I think you broke Rue.
That definitely got me to laugh out loud, that's for sure. Wow. That's funny.
That's a fairly scary great name.
Uncle Touchy's Naked Puzzle Basement. You won't wear a shirt and you'll cry. Okay, what job did you have for me?
Go get a piece of EVA foam, grab some of the scrap EVA foam off the shelf, you know, about yay big. I want to do a mock-up of what the fins would look like.
Gotcha.
But you can see how that kind of calms those down quite a bit. I still have more to do, obviously. And now these are looking less like just big scratches in the clay, more like wrinkles. And that's what we're going for. We don't necessarily need to make the whole Old McFondled song, because I don't know where that's going to go. And we're going to be very careful about that. did have to tell YouTube that this video was not made for children. But I also would rather not have to explain myself.
Eat eyes, nose.
Cobwebs, I hate to say this, you're pretty good at that.
That was pretty awesome.
That's as good as my McDonald's place that we had back in 2000 something. No, back in 19 something.
Yeah, those ones.
Those are not the same.
I know. Not at all.
Let me see one of those. Yeah, that piece. And I had a Sharpie right here.
Handing you one.
Yeah, the EVA foam fins, they do give me more options because I can always change them up.
Bigger froze.
But I will do a, like some kind of a webbing in between. Hey, Roo.
Yes, sir.
This is a left. Yeah, this is his left. Would you cut me out a right? Yeah, that's going to be nice.
You're very different from them.
You cut me out another one?
Sure.
The opposite?
Sure.
Yeah, they can't go straight out. They've got to fan.
Yeah.
So you might need a different piece of foam.
Yeah. But I don't think this has the proportions that I'm looking for.
Good night, Michael.
Night, MJ.
I will probably not add LEDs to this. I just think that at this point it doesn't lend itself to that. Now that doesn't mean that I might not have an idea for it down the road where we do. But at this point, I don't see it happening now.
Come on.
He wants you to give him another thing.
I know he does.
He could probably have one more.
You're spoiled. You're spoiled.
You guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm sorry.
Out there. Come on. Out there. Thank you. What if I just ate it, Cheney? You'd be mad at me, huh? Okay. Okay.
Thank you. He's getting there.
That's the plan.
Yes. Yeah, that's why there's so much water stuff on the list. That why there's a piranha face and a, merman is on there. Hammerhead shark. I made megalodams. I mean, I'm going to have a bevy of characters that I can choose from. It's looking like there's going to be some kind of a mask stipulation happening, where every actor is going to have to be wearing a mask of some kind. Well, let's be ready. Did you trace it the wrong way?
No. I thought I had it lined up the right way, and I had a finger pointed off of that thing.
So this texture here is one, it's like on the throat of alligators, and that's why I put it on his throat. It looks a little bit like it in the art, but I'm taking some liberties because I spent a lot of time with alligators.
Crocodilians.
Crocodilians. Leave me be. All right, so feeling pretty good about the neck. I'm going to hit it with the black sponge. Teeth are going to make him look less Muppet-like. And also, you guys are looking at him at a little bit of a weird angle. I will bring the lip down a little bit, but I'm happy with where it's at right now. He has to look fishy. Merman has to look fishy. So that big bass lip is part of his fishiness. Cheney, don't eat the tripod. I might consider it, but I would probably add those in post as opposed to right in the sculpt. What I don't like is this crease down the nose. He has a crease here, and that's from the concept art, but it's a little too heavy. I'm going to calm that down and put some clay back in there. Rodney, it does take an adjustment. It takes an adjustment to be able to balance what other people are thinking, because I'm not great at explaining what's happening inside of my head. As a director, I should be. I should be better at that. So this is kind of a skill for me to get better at what I'm supposed to be doing, of sharing my vision with other people. So someone might have a fear, well, he looks Muppet-like. Well, yes, I have to then alleviate that fear or decide to ignore it or whatever. But if he looks Muppet-like, I also have to realize, hey, it looks a bit like a Muppet. And this side is way higher, which I didn't mind before, but now I need to calm it down. And it's this process of putting in details sometimes, taking them away. But remember, I'm not out of primary forms yet. Maybe I'm on secondary forms. But I'm still, we're still in forms. I don't think tonight, it's 10 o'clock right now, I'll probably go till 10:30. But I don't think, I certainly won't be in details by the end of the night. These are pretty heavy. These need to calm down. And let me use this, and I'll give them a track.
You have one black stripe on your tail. No black on your whole body. One black stripe on your tail. Oh, I was just thinking to myself, where's your brother and sister at? I was just thinking that. Hi, Beller. Beller. There's Bobo.
I'll just make these the same length. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Don't eat that sculpture.
Oh yeah, I didn't trim them out. Exactly the same. Sorry.
These are very straight out to the sides right now, but when they're swept back, I think those are going to look good.
Symmetry, schmimmetry.
He's only a room man.
Maybe Rue needs glasses too.
Well,
Rue does not need glasses.
Yet.
You? Don't get mad, he is only Rue man. Rue man, new man. Damn it, Rob.
Okay, I do kind of like that.
Bella,
Bella, no.
quit eating the plaster.
No. Don't you come puppy eye me. Kick that one back a little bit. And these might be a little big. No, that's on. I like that. I'm happy.
What do you think you'll make the webbing out of?
Probably Glad press and seal. Or I will just take a latex sheet, paint it out on some acrylic, and then run a comb through it to get the ridges, and then I'll just glue those in. Okay, this makes me happy, guys. So what I'm doing now is I am knocking down these big brow ridges. Because, I put stuff on heavy, and then I dial it back. Rue, can you swing the camera around here over my shoulder? Put it on that front view, so folks can see what he really looks like. And everybody, well, not everybody, but a couple of folks were very worried about the lip. Well, the lip, without the fins to balance him, looks ridiculous. Let's get rid of that notification real quick. I got like 12 messages. The lip looks ridiculous big if it's the only feature on the face. Once you put in these fins, it scales it back down pretty dramatically, in my opinion, and makes it work. And that's why I put these on here as kind of a post-it note for folks to realize there's more coming, you know. This isn't the only thing your eye's going to be looking at. Right now, this is all that your eye has to look at.
Stacy says maybe we can do that Friday. I want to see that one in person.
Do what Friday? Oh, the
Webs.
okay. Oh, I gotcha. I know why you're talking about that, Stacy.
He's looking cool. In some concepts, the sides of the mouth form a whisker with a bulb egg-shaped end.
Yeah, I'm not as big on those. I'm not. I would rather go a little more predatory fish than catfishy, which is a scavenger fish. And I may end up breaking down that lip some as I rake down all of this. I want to keep it in scale.
Oh, okay. Now I get the merman. I first Googled pictures, was not pretty.
Yeah?
What Ezekiel said.
See a lot of pictures from a Key West parade. Which the Mermaid Parade in Key West is one that I want to go to. All right, so if I had a dream job, and
You don't already.
I have my dream job, you know what I mean? But I want to do a show about monster festivals, and there couldn't be a worse time than right now to be thinking about this.
Yeah.
And it would be like a TV show, but I would make costumes for specific festivals all around either the world or country or whatever. Like go to the
Ooh, that would
Rougarou
be
Festival
cool.
in Louisiana
yeah.
and make Rougarou costumes. Go to PowerCon,
I
you
need
know,
to go to that festival.
and make the. Can you? Is this pointed right? I can't see.
Was.
That. Well, it was in my way too. You know, there's a Sasquatch event coming up, and make costumes for that. But it's, you know, go meet the festival owners, then come back and make a costume for the show. You know, do Monster Day in Greeley, Colorado. Do.
That would be a good show.
I think it would be a lot of fun, and then you could do anything from as basic as you know, one of the bigger comic book conventions to, you know, a crawfish festival. You make a crawfish monster. Which the only other Master of the Universe I was thinking that we could do was Clawful.
Clawful would be great too.
I want to do a web store, but
Ooh. Yeah. I gotta finish up the rest of the. I like that his mouth is a little crooked. It looks snide and evil.
it's higher up on this side than it is back here. This side kicks back further. And I'm going to do a little bit of evening up on that.
So we need to pitch that to Sci-Fi. Stacy says.
Probably Travel Channel. It's more up their aisle, is my guess.
Yeah.
You know, we'd have a team that does it. I think that would be. I think that would be neat. I mean, because what I would love is the exposure for all of those festivals. There are so many cool ones. You know, and do like Wasteland Weekend.
Oh
You know, in California.
Bring out the apocalypse.
But the goal is, you know, you're making cool stuff. You are putting the word out about festivals.
Big problem with Wasteland Weekend though is when it is.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily be doing as much haunt stuff. We would do a haunt episode, not necessarily a haunt season.
Yeah. Wasteland Weekend. I think it's first weekend in October
September.
or September. Yeah.
It's September.
Yeah, that's what it
So you're telling me there's a chance?
is. So there's a chance. No, there's not. Travel Channel and Sci-Fi wreck stuff, in my opinion. Straight
They
to YouTube.
can, and sometimes that's true.
Maybe Destination America channel too.
Thank you. I'm glad you love my monkey.
Ooh, I don't know about Burning Man.
A lot of, from what I can tell, a lot of boobs at Burning Man. That's, you know, and I can't take Rue there. He'd be entirely too distracted.
What? Never. I don't know what you're talking about. Quit giving me that look.
Would I ever do a Skeletor?
We'd have to put you on a leash, Rue.
I poured up one of my skull masks just to do one for fun. Yes, so yes, I would. This tool that I made doesn't work at all. This thing is terrible. Let's
Play.
oh, that's not the problem. The problem is I'm not getting a rounded ball. Right now it's filled up with clay.
Now, is it because it's suction sealing itself?
No, it's just it's way too deep. It's way too deep.
You can substitute for me at Burning Man. Ezekiel, I don't think you would have any less of the problem of what they'd be having with me.
That's better. Now I'm getting like peas.
What is your ideal actor for queue line customer ratio?
Oh, it would be nice if you could have one actor per 200 guests at a time. Like throughout the course of the night, you might have 5,000 people, but at any one point in time, you're only going to have about 3,000 people.
I like that idea, Ezekiel. No, I'll substitute for Alan. You and me go Rue.
Yeah, y'all have fun with that.
On the next American Hunters, Alan and crew have just 3 weeks to deliver 2 full-size battle cats for PowerCon 2021. Things aren't looking good, as the green fur Alan ordered hasn't arrived.
Spray paint, kids.
Yep.
Spray paint.
And out comes the white.
Yeah.
Night, Abraham.
Good night, sir.
Alan, don't slap his monkey. Don't know what that one was about, but
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone.
just
Edie did say how much she appreciated my monkey earlier, so.
wouldn't touch that.
No, you're right next to the phone.
I know.
Like they can all hear you. Right.
That's kind of working. Alan's concentrating.
Yes. Yeah, lots. I had to put on my glasses. That's how you know I got serious. Yeah, we're not going full donut, but we did put some heavy texture under the eyes. Or what are you doing?
I was just playing with the texture. Kind of worked. Not as good as that, though. What?
Thing I had in my hand just a second ago. Hey, that's it. Thanks.
So glad you're wearing your glasses. Well, I just Googled Burning Man. Interesting rules. Very interesting rules. On the foam-filled Frankenstein monster you did, can you use the latex after using the foam?
Okay. When I foam fill a mask, I want the mask to be full of foam. I'm not going to separate the two of them. That was a big misunderstanding on the first foam filling video that I did. They're like, you didn't show the finished product. Yes, I did. I foam filled the head. It is full of foam. That's finished. So, no, I'm not going to separate the two. The latex is used in the creation of a foam filled prop. A mask does not make a good mold. There's no detail inside of the face. You might get some really rough shapes. If you're happy with milk jug skulls, then maybe you'd be happy with the foam you pull out of a mask. But I want a little more crispness.
Jerry says the glasses show your age.
Jerry's a jerk face.
Which is, we talked about this the other day. Alan looks older than he is. Just saying.
Yeah. They don't show my age, they show my dad's age. That's the problem.
This mask could go to Coachella. Just change the fins to leaves and make the eyes red and skin green. Add smoke effect. Looks like a horny toad. He does kind of look like a horny toad.
Yeah, well, it's the face structure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexa, what time is it?
11 after.
It's
Alexa,
10:12 p.m.
countdown, 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
Good night, Scott.
Have a good evening, sir.
Yeah. Trifle glasses. Trifle? Sorry, Rue, you might be on your own for Burning Man. You don't want to bring all of your everything back out of it with you? I know some of the rules for Burning Man. I always wanted to go until it became like this big, giant thing. Now I don't want to go so much anymore. When famous people started renting RVs to park in the middle of it, that's when it kind of got thrown out.
Who did that?
That's like a thing now for Burning Man. Like there's like a whole like off section that's just for rich people. Eddie says, "No, you misunderstood. I meant, can you use the mold to make latex
of
masks
course.
after using foam?"
Of
Yes.
course you can. Yes. Yes.
Because you're still using the latex inside of it. You're still using the latex there. The foam is actually never really touching the
The mold.
mold. Now, if you filled it mold full of foam, it would be done. Most likely. Don't think you'd get it out.
It would never come apart. I mean. All right, so now we have our eye donuts are in. I'll probably have to calm them down a little bit because they're a little strong. I want this side of the lip to come in a little more.
Jerry Collins says, "It got good eyes."
We're getting there. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 10:14 p.m.
My favorite monster is a Rougarou. And not just because it says Roo twice in it, like I said earlier. I really just do love the mythology behind it. I grew up in the first city on the Mississippi. So we've always kind of, my hometown has a sister city relationship with New Orleans. So Louisiana monsters and such, kind of, I've always had a spot in my heart. And I just like the mythology behind it.
It's one of those rare times I'm probably going to leave the rake marks on the lips
Yeah.
because they look nice. Yeah, I might. Of just bad guys. No one wants good guys. But a merman, like mounted
buzz
head
off.
on a wall, you know, merman and beastman,
Oh yeah. Birdman, Beastman, Clawful,
awful web store,
Spikor.
Spikor, yeah.
We got Spikor done already. That looks my version of it. I have to run another one of them. That was the pull I did on that one was kind of my cleaning pull. Anyway, so. Okay, thank you, because I wasn't able to view the beginning of the video. My computer kept messing up. Dirk says the eyes give me the heebie-jeebies. Good.
Well, yeah, we want heebie-jeebies. It's like an tryptophobia.
Yeah.
It's bubbles
It's
instead of.
the opposite of it. When you started sculpting, did you have trouble getting both sides to match?
No, I worked at it. I didn't stop until both sides matched. And I got close. I didn't go, I'm not 100% matched, but I'm close enough, in my opinion.
Bigfoot! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Very cool. What did we say about Bigfoot? Lost me. Here says, Alan, I'm just joking.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
I just realized I still had sunglasses on my head. Will there be blood?
I don't think on Merman. No. And I'm also gonna. I'm probably going. The next time I work on him, I'm gonna let this sit. I'm gonna do some bumps and ridges in here to hide this, and make that blend in better.
Richard, you posted some pretty nice stuff that you've been making also on the Creepers page.
Yeah, like you made Piggins' cousin.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool mask.
You make your Beastman costume, are going to wear the blue short shorts.
Never go full beast, man. Yep, I'm down with a blue Speedo for Beast Man. So these little knobs here will kind of help with the blending.
Isn't the Rougarou a Bigfoot? Rougarou is kind of a cross between Bigfoot, a werewolf, kind of just a swamp zombie.
Yeah, there's a lot of versions of Rougarou.
Yeah.
It's not a clean mythology.
Which is kind of what I love.
It's a very dirty mythology. Dirty mythology.
In fact, I have a Rougarou costume that's kind of become like it's been used as like zombie werewolf, kind of crosses over between a lot of it. Are you left-handed, Rodney? He kept on it until he got it close, but the right side of the mask was more challenging for me.
No, he kept reaching over and working on this side.
Well, oh, yeah, I suppose. Are you thinking of doing paper towel and latex for the webbing in the spines?
No, I'm probably just going to use straight latex that I put down on a sheet and then I cut.
Beastman banana hammock. Ezekiel said.
Banana hammock. Banana hammock. Banana hammock.
Yeah, we get it now, Rodney. Right side of the mask, so that's left hand. The trick that I use, and that actually Alan kind of suggested to me more than anything, is do both sides at the same time with each hand. Beastman got gnarred. I should love to see you take on Doomsday. The bony protrusions would make an awesome mask.
That's a possibility one day. I don't do a lot of... I'm saying I don't do a lot of licensed characters, but it looks like I do at this point. You just did Beastman. You just did a... Right now I need the money, guys. It's great to have artist principles, but I also need Doritos.
In the place where I live, we got a lot of, I think, can call them monsters.
I'm doing a lot of these type of masks right now because I have some time to make some things just for me, and these are things that I've wanted since I was a kid, you know? Yeah, this is coming along.
Mm-hmm. Like it. Yeah, if you like we were talking about, so the working left side at the same time as the right side, if you mimic with your left hand what your right hand is doing, sometimes it's easier to...
Yeah, if I have to do something over here, I will often just pretend to do it with my right, and then this one just felt too big, and then I'll do it, and I'll have a little more precision because I'm just puppeting with this hand.
We could do an underwater clown, call him Drowned. I mean, we know you will really be hurting when you do a clown.
Yeah, that's Alan's cash grab, is if I knock out 4 or 5 clown sculpts. You know, but I may do that one time, you know? And it's not that I'm hurting for money. I'm getting a ton of support from folks. Lots of people are ordering. But instead of making and selling 20 $2,000 stilt costumes, I'm making and selling, you know, $100 masks. You know, it's a different dynamic to how money is made. But I'm diversifying and I'm adapting to what's happening around me right now. And more time at home means I have more time at YouTube. I was able to start up YouTube Wednesday again. I'm very happy about that. I was very proud of all the work I did on YouTube Wednesday and how many videos I put out. And I just had to stop it because of time. And I've been given the gift of time.
So if you not have that skills, the right side will be Merman, and the other side will just be a fish with a big mouth.
That is possible, yes.
What if you will get one good hand?
Well, you can always switch back and forth. Evangeline, I do have tips for haunt acting.
The whole videos of them.
Kind of one of the things that I do is I do a lot of actor training for haunted houses. My main advice would be at this point, simple advice. Don't watch horror movies to get good at haunted house acting. Watch nature documentaries. Watch how predatory animals look at animals that are their food. If you can move like a lion, you will make the guests feel like they are a gazelle. And that is once you have that way of thinking, you can figure out a bunch. I hope that made some sense.
About YouTube Wednesday, the silicone mold, could you make a mother mold for it to help it last longer? Will it just wear down with every pull?
Honestly, the silicone is pretty durable. You'll get a lot of pulls out of it. Mm-hmm. I did 8 pulls today on that little skull mold that I made, because that's the brooch I use on the grave diggers. I wanted one that was a little bigger. That's why I sculpted that one.
Thanks, Stacy.
But haunted house acting, it's something I'm pretty passionate about. It is my first love. And so, yeah, I have lots of advice and opinions on haunted house acting. He loves it.
Eddie says, so what's going on at dark hour? Is it closed?
We're dark right now. Right now, we're not essential. So we're not open. We're not working. I'm working here. Like, obviously, I'm making things I can use in dark hour show. So there's little bits of progress. I'm doing a lot more work on social media in order to keep our social media rolling while we're dark. That's something. And then we're getting ready to figure out what's going on. You know, but the news changes every day as far as what's happening in the world, and we have to adjust to that. Take a look at him from the front, Ruth. What do you think? I see Merman in it, or at least a version thereof.
Really got these cheekbones are really.
Oh, yeah, they're different. Yeah, I mean, this one, I would need to build this out a little bit here more, which I'll probably do.
And actually, I like that one compared to that one.
You do?
Yep. I like the higher cheekbone.
Alexa, stop.
I think it reads more aquatic.
You like this one?
Mm-hmm. Which is, yeah, the way the other side is more to the visual reference, but I do like the higher cheekbone. I think he looks more frog-ish, I guess.
Well, I'm getting these two matched up. And then that lets me put in It's not really taking a lot away. I'm actually just kind of adding right there. Let's bring that around like this guy does, but it's further in. I do have to take away a little bit of this. That feels pretty good. I got him even. I like how his eyes feel a little squinty and closed. Rue, you're being asked a question.
Oh,
Thanks, Lisa.
amazing how fast you work, Alan. Good night, everyone. Can Rue recommend any materials to learn more about the Rougarou?
I just Google, Wikipedia, that type of stuff. They've featured Rougarous in a few TV shows like Supernatural, and I think they did some, what's the other one? Another one of those TV shows like Supernatural. But I don't like the way that they've done them. So, I don't know. I like the lore and history behind it a lot more. And you can find it, on Wikipedia. Google it. It's usually spelled, it's Rougarou or Loup-Garou. Loupgarou. Rougarou, Rugarou. Good night, Rodney. Good night, Philip. That would be make a cool haunt. An old cinema.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay. And he looks very different here in camera than he does to eye. He looks way derpy on camera. but like the two sides of the mouth look amazingly different, and they're not that different.
No.
Michelle, thank you. Glad you like it.
Thanks, Bobby. Good night, buddy.
But I am going to work on this angle a little bit. You know what? No, like straight on. I pretty
like
much
it.
like it. I don't,
It's not going to be... In nature, it wouldn't be perfect, you know?
there's
As far as,
also...
like, how the lips are lumpy and
There's a
stuff.
monster theory that the more evil you are, the more varied your form.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's why all the orcs in Lord of the Rings look very different, even though they're all orcs. The evil in them kind of corrupted them to a degree.
It's Farley. Good work, Alan and Rue. It's always entertaining to see fun creations made in your shop. See everyone tomorrow. Good night, Alan.
Hey,
Good night, Gregory.
thanks.
He has hook damage in his mouth.
Yeah. I ain't putting no shrimp in there. Those are teeth tracks.
gun. Sorry, Roo, for all the Rougarou questions. Have you seen many costumes and masks, etc., in Rougarou realm? I have not. That's kind of why I did.
There's not a lot out there.
That's kind of why I did one. I wanted something very different, and I liked kind of the imagery that I went with it was that it was kind of a werewolf, but kind of rotten by the swamp. If this was a small sculpt, would be awesome if you put a fish hook in his mouth.
And they make big fish hooks.
Man, make one of those? Yeah. Actually, you can get giant fish hooks. In fact, my cousin, I'm sure, could get me giant fish hooks. Because if you ever watch the TV show Sharkmen or Shark Wranglers that used to be on History Channel, my cousin was on that show.
Yeah?
Yes. He is the engineer. He is going someday, in fact, that might be a someday with Alan kind of thing, is that he's been wanting to take me out marlin fishing for ages. That's what he does now. He runs a marlin fishing charter boat.
That's awesome.
EVA foam placeholder. Yep.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm going to sculpt the bottom teeth like along this. So this is going to help me figure out where all those teeth go. Because I can sculpt them out here, because I'm going to do them out of resin.
An iridescent version would be pretty cool.
I concur.
Hammers can play tricks on you sometimes.
Yes. Especially if you're being catfished.
Fish schmuck looks like it's something in its mouth. It's also fun though with the camera too, is that sometimes you can look at it on the camera and see things that you'd want to change or see things just differently.
That's it.
That's it. Nice. I want to get a piece of foam spray white. Just like zigzag all the way across it and just lay it in there. And it's funny, the Rougarou history and what goes along with it kind of goes right along with Wendigo. And it kind of leads together. It's kind of the same thing, just in a different...
The regional Wendigo.
Yeah, just a different region.
It's the swamps instead of the snow wastes.
Love to see my costume. I need to get better pictures of it. And I'm going to change a couple of little things on it. But I'll pull it out again sometime. The Hornet Cassia. Hornet is not cast yet.
No, Rue did not start molding. He spent most of the night sculpting, getting it finished up and ready.
Spent a little bit longer on fine details than had planned on, so gonna get molded later.
What's important is that it looks good.
Yep.
I can probably mold it tomorrow.
like to see it. I kind of want to see ways you do certain things about that. Now we have a problem.
We're gonna go right in there.
Somehow. Well, you can probably
Easier when it's latex.
Yeah. And you can come in from the backside.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
deal.
but that'll work.
Details rule.
That'll work. All right. So, do have this.
Awesome sculpture, Alan. Julie B says.
Oh, hey,
Just
thank
in,
you.
Hey, Alan, is there any good thing to buy or build to help with emptying latex out of the mold after dwelling? I find myself holding it and trying to lay it over the bucket, which always starts to slip.
Yes. Go to Dollar General. And would you grab me a Dollar General stool?
Yep.
They're, I think they're $12. They're patio furniture not stools. They're end tables. All right, and it is this one I did not clean. He grabbed the dirty one. But see how they're mesh? Well, it's also tall enough to fit over. Give me that empty 5-gallon bucket.
Skeletor in it.
Right like that. And then you set your mold on top of it and it drains out and through. $15. Yep, so there you go. That's the answer. Well, that's my answer. That's one of the answers. That could have 100 answers. All right, so I'm pretty happy with this guy overall. I think we got, thanks, Ruth. I got a good ways into this sculpture. And there'll be a lot of smoothing out, which will be nice. Do lots of smoothing out on him. More so than texturing. I think we'll do a lot with paint. He'll get there. He's not there yet, but I didn't expect to get him finished in one night. Put Vaseline on it, you set it in the sun, and that rots it off.
Oh, it rots off?
Yep.
Well, yeah, because it's magnifying everything. Got it. Because latex hates UV. Hates. Awesome, you're a back saver. Looks great. Mint knife, guys. Mint? As in, like,
Mint is good.
good?
Yeah.
A little mess. You've just been hanging out in the shop today.
Okay. So I feel good about this. This is where this guy is going to chillax. We're stopping him for the evening. I'm trying anyway. I'm not good at this part. I know he's not done, but he is approaching finished.
Alan and I are bad at that part.
And what's going to be great is that I'm going to leave him alone, and then I'll come back tomorrow with new eyes, and I'll probably get this guy knocked out.
Would make a nice companion to my Heptron. Says.
Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, he's getting there. So you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. And Rue, say goodnight.
Good night, Rue.
And I say, go make stuff.